We've been on a tragedy for once. Why can't you agree with me for once? Maybe we can be on chill tonight. Maybe I can give you chills too. We've been on a tragedy for once. Why can't you agree with me for once? Yeah. Maybe we can be on chill tonight.
One time.
Maybe I can give you chills.
Hey everybody, Low Jockey here, and I am back at you with another video, baby. And I want to call this segment JB Hunt Community College. Okay, so basically what I'm going through right now is, if you don't know me, I am Low Jockey LLC. I just joined JB Hunt. Here's my truck, my little Volvo 670. And basically I'm giving you an update on my first week with JB Hunt, because there's a learning curve to every company. You know, the fleet managers, they don't call them that, they call them CCs, which stands for, somebody leave that in the comments, I forgot already. Capacity coordinator. Anyway, these people don't know you from dirt. They don't know if you're going to be on time, late, or indifferent. So they're not going to give you, this is my opinion, I don't think they're going to give you the great loads that might be tight on time, because they don't know you from Adam, alright? So, anyway, my first week, I got my numbers here. Since a lot of people like numbers, I'm going to bring you numbers. I don't really do numbers that much, but I'm going to bring you numbers because I have to look at them also, because it's going to help me out also. So this is my first week, okay, and the dates, I'll try to put some of this info on the screen to make it easier for you guys to watch, but the dates are from September 29th to October 5th. Today being October 5th, I am at my delivery point, so I'm going to go ahead and count this load. It's a Saturday early, so it's going to go through. It's about noon, okay? So in this time frame, September 29th to October 5th, I did 5 loads. All right, 5 loads. Pat on the back for that. I didn't take anything that I couldn't make in like one trip, you know what I mean? I think the highest one that I had to drive was somewhere around the medium 500s. But I try to grab loads that's anywhere from 300 and something to 400 miles. That way I can just drive straight there within an 8-hour period. That's my strategy. Sorry for the interruption. And back to what I was saying. 5 loads between September 29th, October. All right. September 29th through October 5th. I did 5 loads. My gross revenue, these are my first numbers, $3,525.63. All right. I averaged $705.12 per load. So $705 per load. My total mileage I did was 2,905 miles. And at that rate, it's about $1.21 per mile. I counted the actual miles, not the miles that they give you, because if they tell you it's 70 miles deadhead, it might be 83. If they tell you a trip is 500, it might be 550. So I went by the odometer. I used a Google to Google, address to address to get the mileage, and that's how I came up with my numbers. Now, $1.21 a mile, you might say, man, that's not good. That's terrible. And it is terrible. So I had to go, okay, where is the problem? Why am I just at $1.21? Now, like I said, I could have inflated the numbers if I used what they gave me as far as the miles, okay? I didn't do that. I did from where I was to where I'm going. I Googled the address, and that's how I came up with it. So if it said my deadhead was 100 miles, and Google said it was 125, then I use those numbers. So it's going to make the average come down. But I found my problem for the first week, and it's the deadhead miles. 23.7. Okay, so that guy's overweight. Good thing we're emptying. But anyway, my deadhead miles is the problem for that week. okay? And I attribute that to getting the trailer. I had to go, you got to go do the trailer hunt when you get out of orientation. And I'm sure if somebody's watching this video today, they just got out of orientation, and going to search for the trailer puts you in a position to wherever the trailer is, that's where the load is going to be. So, I mean, I went close to the Florida-Georgia line, and that didn't turn out so good for me. So they put me in that Florida market, so I had a deadhead just from the beginning. And then I went to a couple of other places, and it was bad. But I had some good loads that had very low deadhead. Like, one of them was 20 some odd miles. I picked that load. Another one was 34 miles. My CC picked that load. But then I got to a position to where either sit where I was because there were no loads, or try to move to a better spot. And you're going to be in that position sometime. So I'm, like I was telling Christine, my classmate, I'm paying my tuition out here, but you got to keep some numbers. If you can't measure it, you don't know if you're doing better, all right? Now, I didn't measure my fuel usage, but that's going to come out. So you might say, you know, $3,500. I think I probably used, I didn't use $1,000 in fuel, but let's just say I did. So my paycheck will probably be about $2,500, somewhere in that area, gross, you know. And that needs to be worked on. You know, 2,900 miles in a week, it didn't kill me, but the deadhead, that's 689 miles, like I said, 23.7% of the time, I'm empty looking for a load. And I need to get that down. I need to cut that in half. You know, if I can get it from 23 to about 12%, that'd be better. But it's all about knowing the lanes. And this is the part where I think it's very important for you to go out there, go to the different places, so you can find out where you don't need to be. So you can find out what loads to turn down, or, you know, try to find higher paying loads. Now, I will give you a secret. It's not a secret, it's my strategy. My strategy is to try to get to the Midwest. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, it's dry freight. So I want to be in, when I pick up my loads, I want to be in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. That's where I want to pick my load up from. Those loads pay pretty good, okay? They pay pretty well. Now, when you get to these outlining areas, let's just say the southeast, like South Georgia, close to the Florida line, you're picking up not good freight. But at least my CC is trying to get me, if I pick up something terrible, like this load right here, scrap recycled paper, that's not paying nothing. I mean, it paid pretty good, but I had to deadhead too far to get to it, which lowered it to make it look even weaker. But again, if you have a low overhead, and that week, I don't consider that a great week. I was making $1.21 a mile. But since I have a low overhead because of my truck, again, go over there and call Dina. Here's the phone number. 2016 Volvos. You got to have a little money down. If you don't put skin in the game, I mean, you don't put skin in the game. Hey, they got other programs where you can you put nothing down, but then they start really feeding off of you. But here, $1,500 a month, guys. So if I did make $2,500 after all the smoke cleared, then I got to just put up $400 for the payment to the side. So I'm looking at a $2,000 week. And then after I do the taxes and whatnot, it's whatever. But I'm going to tell you, it's the best feeling in the world to be doing your own thing. It's great. I wouldn't have it no other way, man. If y'all are thinking about going to any program to give it a try, I would suggest it. Because you're not going to get any younger. I'll tell y'all a secret. I'm about to hit 47 in a few days, you know. In about 3 weeks. There's some people that don't live to be 47. And you get a lot of negative people like, I would never own a truck. Well, that's great. Because they don't see themselves in that position, but I see myself there. I see myself paying for my house in 5 years. But I got to get these numbers a little bit better. So I got to try to find loads that are, I got to find the lanes, okay? Now, JB Hunt, I'm not talking bad about them, but the load board is not all their loads. I maybe picked 2 loads off the load board. The rest of the time, my CC was pulling the stuff up that wasn't even on the load board. So I'm thinking that if you get Amphy and you get to an area where the dedicated guys need help, they will give you one of those loads. And I got a couple of those. But sometimes you get to areas that are like, let's put it like this, the extremity areas where you go out and you go out so far, you got to come back in. The loads are going to pay weak. So my strategy is to, if I have to go to those areas, it's got to compensate me coming out. You know what I mean? It's got to be enough, paying good enough to get me out of that area. So, but if you come out here, you can learn these things. You can learn the lanes. You can get to learn your CC, and they'll know that you're dependable and you'll get loads to where they need to be on time. They might give you some of these high dollar loads that are that need to get there. You know what I mean? So, knock on plastic, I haven't been late to any of my things yet. I'm not happy with how the shippers, which I have no control over, the shippers, when I have to do a live load, I mean, it should be called dead load, because nobody's alive when they're loading, man. It's crazy. I had an appointment last week. I'm not going to say the company. I had an appointment at 9 p.m. I left 6 hours later with a load that only weighed maybe 6,000 pounds. It was nothing. And it was not like it was a weekend when they loaded. It was like a Monday, you know, Tuesday, something like that. So I'm having problems with the shippers, which I can't do nothing about them. So, but at least this is the beginning. Like I said, I'm going to go over these numbers again with you guys. September 29th to October the 5th, I did 5 loads. Gross revenue, $3,525.63. I averaged $705 per load. Now that would be great if I could do an extra load, okay? 6 loads. The numbers would be great. They won't be great, they'll be better. I did 2,905 miles during that time frame. Also, I made $1.21 per mile. Now the mileage I count is my odometer miles, where I put on the truck. A lot of y'all might count the numbers that they give you and it'll change everything. I'm doing the real deal numbers. So I don't want to inflate nothing to nobody. Now if I would have used their numbers, I probably would have had, you know, a higher per mile rate. But like I said, if they tell you the deadhead is 100 miles, expect for that to be more than 100, you know what I mean? So my goal is to try to reduce this deadhead. That's my main problem this week. 23.7% of the time, I'm empty on these loads. And that means that's cutting into my money. So we got to try to cut that down to half. Because 23.7% of the time, I'm driving for free. And that's no good. But we're going to improve. We've got to start somewhere. Again, this is Load Jockey. I'm here at JB Hunt Community College. And I'm out, guys. And we'll see you next week. Or if anything happens through the week coming up. And I'm just going to keep rolling. I mean, I got out of class. I haven't stopped. I mean, I've been collecting a few things. A little cooler on the floor, if you can see that. Yeah. Just trying to get everything together. And again, the 670, it's not a big truck. It's not huge inside. But it's mine. That's all that matters. Anyway, see you guys later. Load Jockey, out.